Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2022 Ford Escape. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Ed Kenley Ford here in Layton, Utah for giving me some time with this Ford Escape. Check out the inventory in the description down below, and if you're looking to purchase or order a new Ford at MSRP with no markup whatsoever, reach out to Ed Kenley Ford. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a Bronco, a Raptor, or a Ford Escape. They won't charge you over sticker. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder that's turbocharged, goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 26 around town and then 31 on the highway, with power outputs being 181 horsepower and then 190 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Escape. So first off, I love the body lines on either side there of the hood. Definitely makes it look a little bit more angular, and I don't know, I like it. Anyways, coming down below, we've got the projector bulbs with the LED accent light here at the bottom, and then notice the accent piece here off to the side, and then how the grille has been blacked out definitely gives it more sporty appearance overall. And yeah, there is the front end. Coming around the side here, we've got two 25mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see here with the design on the wheels, looks really cool. I have the silver finish on the top, and then you've got the blacked out trim just behind that. And yeah, I don't know, it's a cool, intricate design. We've got the plastic molding here for the fender flares and then all along the side as well. Notice the mirrors have been blacked out, and then also look at the roof, so it kind of all ties in together. Nicely contrasts the white on this Escape, and there's the side view. So here's our key fob for the Escape. We got our unlock, lock, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch. Just press that twice and it'll pop this right open. Now, popping inside here, you guys can see we've got the floor mats here in the back, and then underneath, you guys can see with the whole fix-a-flat kit and the extra storage you could use that for. Got a 12 volts right here, and yeah, not much else to talk about, so just press this button right here and wait for it. Wait a little bit longer. There you go. Now finishing things up here in the rear, I really like the LED lights here and how they kind of come right across. Got the regular badges like the Escape badge, SE badge, because that's the package this is. And then you guys can see the exhaust tips here at the bottom on either side. Again, dual outlets to make it look a little bit sportier. And then I like kind of like the round design here in the rear as well. I think it looks great, and there you go. Now here's the door panel in the rear. So first off, you guys can see that they've got this cool kind of like design going across, and then you have some padding where you're actually going to rest your arm. And then here are the seats in the back. So they're two-tone. Actually, you've got the lighter gray and then with the darker coloration behind it, and you guys can kind of see that on the side as well. And then I like the design here in the center portion. That's definitely unique. And then popping in, you guys can see legroom and then headroom as well. We've got the vents down here, and then you can see the USBs there at the very bottom. And then we've got the cup holder armrest situation, and let's head to the front. Now here's the door panel at the front. Again, you can see that same cool design padding just down below. We've got all of our window controls here with the mirror adjustments, and then the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring, and then here's one of the speakers for the sound system. And then here is the front seat. So again, you guys can see here with the lighter gray and then the design here in the center portion of the seat, and then the darker coloration on the side. Got the power adjustments right there. Got the pedals just down below. We've got the light control right here. Steering wheel is manually adjustable, and there's where we're looking before we pop in. So here's the steering wheel in the Escape. Really nice leather all around the steering wheel, and then you guys can see here with the stitching there in the center. We've got the controls here for the center stack, voice command controls, phone controls, volume controls. This does have adaptive cruise control and steering assistance. Turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock, and there's the steering wheel. So here's the center gauge cluster. Notice we've got analog gauges for most of the gauge cluster. We do have that screen though in the very center, which we can scroll through a few different menus. Like you can see like the trip computer, for example. And then you guys can see the other menus you can scroll through here. So pretty easy to use overall, and I don't know, I like the animation on it. I love the MPH there. I think that looks pretty cool. But anyways, there's that. So we've got the center infotainment system. First off, we pop it in reverse. We got a backup camera with trajectory lines that do turn with the steering wheel, and you can even zoom in, which is definitely a nice little feature to have. Aside from that, as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time on the screen is really good. The screen's really easy to use. as well. And this isn't as cool looking as like Ford's larger units, but the functionality is the same. So you basically get, you know, the great functionality of the big screen, but then, you know, just in a smaller screen, essentially. So we've got our analog radio controls just down below with a couple of vents. We've got our climate controls here. This does have heated seats for the front and a heated steering wheel and dual zone climate. Some extra storage space here. Got the shifter for the 8-speed automatic, parking brake, auto hold, and then our drive mode select with the auto stop start. If you're running for the drive modes, they'll pop up here. We have a normal, eco, sport, slippery, deep snow and sand that you can go in between from a drive mode perspective. Pretty easy. Center console. See the storage space within that. And then got the glove box as well, and then you can see the trim here on the dash. And then finishing things up, we actually have a full panoramic sunroof. Controls for it are just right there, and there you go. Now here's our window sticker for the Escape. Sorry about the glare, so it's kind of hard to see, but I'll kind of focus on the optional equipment here, so because that'll probably actually see if I open the door with that. There you go. So you guys can see the optional equipment right there on this particular one. Anyways, total MSRP $34,945, and wait for it. Let's take it out and see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's visibility of the hood, both mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. We are setting off here in the Escape, and first off, let's talk about the road noise and ride quality. So from a ride quality perspective, it's actually really smooth. Road noise is pretty minimal as well, so definitely solid on all fronts. And today's an interesting day because I drove an Edge today, an Explorer, and now I'm driving an Escape. So I'm driving like every single SUV from Ford in one day. And it's crazy, like there's size differences obviously, and there's slight differences in driving characteristics, but it's interesting how similar all of them are to each other from a driving perspective. Pop into the sport mode. Nice. Braking's good. See what the turn-in's like coming around this little corner here. Handling's good too. Yeah, and this 1.5 liter is peppy. I'm not even full throttle. I'm just kind of partial throttle. 8-speed automatic's quick to shift. Yeah, this is good. Really torquey. Definitely solid from an acceleration perspective. Pop it back into the normal mode. Yeah, still smooth at highway speeds. Yeah, noise insulation's good as well. So yeah, it's still really solid even at the quicker highway speeds. It does a great job with all of that. So I guess that will get me into going over the rest of the highway. There we go. Yeah, going over the rest of the highway stuff. I was just trying to see if there's anything else that I kind of missed initially. Yeah, it's super smooth. It's quiet. It's comfortable. Seat comfort's really good. Now I will say I was in an Explorer as well today that had like the, it was an XLT with like the leather interior. Those seats were way more comfortable than these ones. I will say that. These seats are comfortable, but yeah, not as comfortable as those Explorer seats. Definitely a big difference in comfort. Yeah, braking's really good. Definitely feels small and lightweight, but it's still smooth. It's still really smooth. And this 1.5 liter does a good job. I know a lot of people will give 3-cylinder engines a lot of crap, but you know, this thing gets up and moves, and it feels good. It doesn't feel bad or anything. It feels very responsive. It feels, you know, very responsive, very punchy, and so, you know, it does what it needs to do, right? And so I guess that'll get me into, what is this truck doing? Okay. That'll get me to setting things up. So, first off, exterior wise, I think the new Escape looks good. It kind of looks like a Porsche a little bit, like a, it kind of looks like a Macan and a Cayenne mixed together. Yeah, handling's so good. It's like a little zippy SUV. Interior wise, you know, this is not a loaded up interior, but it's got some nice stuff. It's got the sunroof, it's got heated seats, it's got the dual zone climate, so it's got some nice luxury features to it. And then driving wise, it's smooth, it's comfortable, it's quiet. The 3-cylinder does a really good job of getting up and moving, so no complaints there. And so yeah, it just does a really good job from a driving perspective. I mean, $34,000. It's very affordable. That's like $10,000 less than the average price of a brand new car right now. Yeah, that is correct. That's how expensive vehicles have gotten. So yeah, if you want a really good daily driver, affordable SUV, this gives you that. And yeah, I would not put down the 3-cylinder. The 3-cylinder is a good powertrain.